Alright, I'm going to show you how to remove the wheel bearings from a Rhino. First you pull your seal, pop your seal out. This is the old grease that I had in behind the seal, which you can see is still nice and green. That's Yamaha grease, and that's even after the water, it stays real good. Then you've got to pop out the other seal. Get your seals out. Then you'll need a bearing puller. You'll get it down inside of the bearing. Then you'll tighten it back up a little bit where you can still move it back and forth. Up. And you can feel the ridges in there. You just keep snugging it till I ain't feeling it. Yeah, you can feel the lip right there. Right there. You got to find that lip so that bearing puller can get right in the lip in between the two bearings. Tighten it real good. So then the vise, I use a socket. It's made for a slide hammer and you pull it out, but if you use something and drive it out, it actually works a little bit better. There's the bearing in the center. Then I use this piece, it's a homemade, just been milled, so it's for the center of the bearing. And it goes in, it'll drive the bearing out. Then you want to clean up all this and go back with your new bearings. I'll show you how to put in wheel bearings without doing any damage to the bearing. You never want to hit the center of the bearing, always on the outside only. And if you need something that's the perfect size, you can take the old bearing that you take out, grind it on the outside till it slides in and out real easy, and keep it. And I've been driving them in with this ever since I got the Rhino, since '08. That's my bearing tool. And then that way when you go to put in your new one, set your new one up there, get it started on the outside, keep the hammer angled so it don't hit the center of the bearing. Get your old one. There it is, you can hear it bottom out. Then you want to flip it over. I'm going to take some of the poly grease and you want to put it right down here in this cavity here. I'll show you after I get it in here. Fill in that cavity real good. Then you want to slide in your centerpiece. And now that's full of grease around it. Put you a little bit more. And this is so no water can get on the inside. We got our spacer in. Now we'll drive this one in. The only thing that's in between this is grease. Instead of any water going in, grease will be coming out and lubricating the bearing as it does. You can do this with a press too. The main thing is, whether you do it with a press or hammer it in, don't hit the center of the bearing. Make sure your back one's still hanging in there real tight. Oh, yeah. Then when you put your seals in, don't lube your seals when you go to put them in. And your inside one is always the one that's longest, and that's for to go against your axle. Take your little wooden brush or something, get it started. But if you put grease in there, that sometimes the seal will push back out after you've rode it.
Your reason for wood.
Yeah, wood don't damage the seal like metal would. A little softer. Don't beat your seal past flush, because the reason is, the farther you beat the seal in, the farther this is away from the axle and the less pressure it has. So if you tap this all the way into the bearing, then water is going to go past the axle, and that's the reason you only go flush. Alright, now we got the seal in there. Here's another thing you want to do. You want to take the poly grease. I like the poly because it holds up the best with water. On that other video you can definitely see it's still green, and that's after almost a whole year. About 9 months I think it was. Take it and fill it in behind the seal. Just take your grease, work it right in behind that seal. There's a couple little grooves in that seal too to keep from wearing it. Yep. Same way for the back side. Take some of the grease from the inside.
Grease also serves as a sealer against the axle shaft too.
Yep, protects it all. Keep it from wearing the axle, the end of the axle. And then if Teddy's around, you take your finger and you stick it in his ear and water it all around. He's so short he can't run very fast, so it's easy to keep up with him. That's how you install the bearings. Then you can get the most life out of it, like that right there. Get your seals, leave them out against the edge. It's all sealed up. Bearings don't have any damage. And for you razor guys, the same deal. You can take a bearing, grind down the outside to where it falls in and out, and you got a perfect tool for the outside of it to beat it in nice and hard. They work real good.